Hello, my name is Kazu. Nice to meet you. This is part of my 365-day daily challenge. Speaking English for 30 minutes straight. Let's get started. Today is day 300. 316. 316ですね。Yeah, I'm exhausted today. So, it's Friday. My work week ended. So, I'm really happy, but I'm exhausted. And today I woke up 5:40. So this time I failed to wake up at 5 a.m. but I think it is still, okay with waking up 5:40. Yeah, this week was a very good week. So I think it's okay. But yeah, definitely I lost motivation a little bit. Maybe, I got used to it. But yeah, I want to keep getting motivated as long as possible. Yeah. Yeah, life is long. My life is long. It's getting fun. My life has been getting fun. So, instead, I haven't replied to my old Seattle friends, so I need to do that. Maybe in the weekend, I'll do that in this weekend. I guess. So let's review yesterday's challenge. The longer I put it off, the harder it became to find the right time to reach out. The longer I put it off, the harder it became to find the right time to reach out. Actually, 2 days ago, I sent messages to two old friends from my time in Seattle. I found the Bible really interesting. I am not sure whether this is the right way to describe it, but the Bible contains many fascinating stories, and a lot of modern stories seem to be based on them. I'm not sure whether this is the right way to describe it, but the Bible contains many fascinating stories, and a lot of modern stories seem to be based on them. Yeah. When I read the Bible, when I read the Bible, I sometimes recognize stories and thought. Also, that story was based on this story from the Bible. I guess you could say some of the stories felt familiar to me. Of course, for Christians, these stories may not simply be interesting stories. They may see them as facts or as religious truth. So calling them interesting stories might sound a little disrespectful, but honestly, from my perspective, I found them very interesting. He also taught me how to pronounce English words properly. Thanks to him, my pronunciation improved a lot. As you can see, I don't motivate it very well. I don't feel motivated. I don't feel motivated today. That's why my voice is quiet. But honestly, from my perspective, I don't know what I want to talk about today. I think this week was a little bit hard. Yeah, a little bit. My negative side has been coming out. Anyway. It's Friday and my work week is over, so I'm really happy about that. That being said, I woke up. I want to go to the bathroom. I want to pee. It's Friday, my work week ended, so I'm really happy. That, you know. It's Friday on my week, so I'm very happy about that. I woke up at 5:30 today. I woke up at 5, I said 5:40, anyway. I failed to wake up at 5 a.m., but I think waking up at 5:30 was still okay. This was a really good week. I think it's okay that I woke up a little late today. I've definitely started to lose some motivation because I'm getting used to this routine. And today I wanna, I wanna go to bed early, but I have somewhere to go. Lose my motivation. Lose some motivation. I started to lose some motivation because I'm getting used to this routine, but I want to stay motivated for as long as possible and keep moving forward. I feel like my life has been getting better. Also, I have to reply to some of my friends in Seattle, so I'm going to do that. I probably do it sometime this weekend. I'll probably do it sometime this weekend. Anyway, let's review yesterday's challenge. The longer I put it off, the harder it became to find the right time to reach out. Reach out. Staying in touch with old friends takes time, and effort, but relationships are important to me. I'm not sure if this is the right way to describe it. Yeah, today I lose some motivation. I started to lose some motivation. I don't know why, but day 316. Today is day 316. I want to take a shower after this, and I want to go to the bathroom. What I should talk about. Let's review. I wanted to think. The longer I put it off, the harder it became to find the right time to reach action to discuss. So I haven't responded to my old friends. Even I got their replies 3 days ago. The reason why I, can't reply to them immediately is that I want to, think carefully about how to respond to their warm messages. So I went to Seattle to study abroad in 2019, and at first I lived in the school dormitory, college dormitory, so 3 guys in one room, and I lived with a Korean guy and Kyrgyzstan guy. And at that time I realized I couldn't live with different people in one room. Even my family, I can't. There's no privacy, so that was very stressful. So I couldn't put up with it. So I left the dormitory, and I relied on that elder woman. She was really kind in the Christian community. I sometimes went to Christian events these days. So then I met that kind elder woman. So, and she said she had a room in her house. So then I decided to move out the dormitory and started to live in her house. And she was really kind, and her family as well. She lives her husband, and sometimes her children's families stopped by. So that's kind of very excited place. Anyway, so at that time she really taught me English and a lot of things, and it was fun. Sometimes I helped her chores. I went to supermarket for meals. Of course, she is my host mother. She sometimes cooked my meals, and also other other roommates, but we have a different rooms. So of course I had my privacy. Anyway, but after I finished studying abroad. I mean, after I came back to Japan, I hadn't contacted her. And another guy, he was a pastor, but he was really kind and energetic, and he taught me a lot of things, English pronunciation, of course, the Bible things, lots of things. Anyway, so I hadn't contacted them very long time, like maybe 5 years, 6 years. But I did send messages to them last weekend, finally, and I haven't replied to them. Of course, they replied to me immediately. It was really, I'm really happy about that, but I haven't replied to them because I wanted to think carefully about how to respond to their warm messages. Sorry, I want to go to the bathroom. Sorry about that. Where am I? Yeah, so I wanted to think carefully about how to respond to their warm messages. They never pressure. And they both are Christians. So naturally, they never pressured me to become a Christian, but they just recommended me to become a Christian. And I think I liked it, but only the part of it, not the whole thing. So I was too serious that I should have believed everything about Christianity. Yeah, I was thinking like that, so I decided not to do. Decided not to do. Decided not to. Decided not to. What was that? I think I wrote it down. I decided not to. だった気がするな。Oh, so they recommended Christian. So for a while, I seriously thought about whether I should become Christian, but in the end, I decided not to. Yeah, I decided not to. I seriously thought about whether I should become a Christian, but in the end, I decided not to. There are some parts of the Bible that I cannot believe. If I become a Christian, I feel like I would have to believe all of it, but I don't think I can. Maybe some Christians, they are not like this serious. But anyway. Yeah, those people, maybe Christianity is kind of natural, common, common, normal, usual, I don't know, thing. But for me, for Japanese people, actually we are really careful about those. For Japanese people, we really careful about about religions. while ago, some cult, some cults, you know, a, made a big problem. So yeah, so kind of we think like religions are very uh, dangerous and suspectful, but you know, not everything I know. So yeah, I don't know what I wanted to say, but I feel like I would have to believe you. I can't force myself to believe something that I simply don't believe. If I forced myself to do that, it would feel more like brainwashing than genuine faith. I was just lazy about staying in touch. The longer I put it off, the harder it became to find the right time to reach out. So a lot of stories in the Bible, I found them really interesting, and simply, you know, reading the Bible is interesting. So that's why I liked it. Anyway, so I realized a lot of modern stories seem to be based on stories from the Bible. For example, take Star Wars. In Anakin's history, he didn't have a father. He just had a mother. So he was born without the biology father. It is the same story as Jesus Christ. In other words, his mother became pregnant without having sex with anyone. This is similar to the story of the birth of Jesus Christ. Many names and concepts in movies seem to be derived from the Bible. Yeah, many names and concepts in movies seem to derived from the Bible. That's why, you know, that's why I find it interesting. For example, Zion in the Matrix comes from the Bible. It's a sacred hill, I think. Anyway, 2 minutes. So, actually, 2 days ago, I sent a message to friends. I found the Bible really interesting. I have been talking about the same topics recently. I'm not sure whether this is the right to describe it in the Bible. Yeah, I want to review other day. I'm certain that I've already earned that credit for my corporate valuation. So I went to university. I had gone to university for a while. And I'm a little bit worried about whether I could get credits for classes I took, all of them. Yeah, I'm certain that I've already earned some credits, but you know, one of them, actually two of them, but one of them is like 80 or 90%, but I don't know the other one is like 60% or 70%. So I'm really worried about that. actually. Thank you so much. Bye bye.